Hello and very warm welcome to this special podcast series called Digital Mandate, presented by B2B, the Founder Media, publisher of The Banker, The Educator, and the Founder magazines, and the tech community platform called Tech Disruptor Media. This is a special program wherein we invite technology leaders from across industry to understand as to what they are doing and how technology is helping them. Today, I'm very happy to be joined by Mr. Dominic Vijay Kumar. Mr. Kumar is a seasoned industry leader with huge experience in technology. Currently, he is serving as the President IT for Namdev Finvest. Mr. Kumar, thank you so much for taking our time for this podcast series.
It's my pleasure, and thank you once again for inviting me for this wonderful event. And it's something which is where every technology head tries to express his what do you call that experience is being done and his achievements and what he can do for the industry.
Right.
And really, thank you so much for everyone. I come with almost 25 years of technology experience, pure hardcore IT. Okay, so and I come with multiple domain experience. Started my career with an hospitality industry, then moved to an aviation industry, then worked for a short period of insurance, then got into an NBFC slash BFSI, you can say. So this journey, right from the career starting till date, I mean, it is actually the IT revolution when we all started our career. Okay, and it's actually given us a lot of hands-on experience, ground level experience.
I mean, you are somebody who has spent a lot of time in technology, especially in the BFSI. And
Mm.
that brings me to my first question. As the president and the head of technology at Namdev Finvest, if I have to ask you, what are your primary objective for, let's say, advancing the company's digital transformation to better some of your, your customers, especially the MSME, and promote financial inclusion?
Mm. So basically, Namdev Finvest is a NBFC. I mean, it's been more than a decade. It's in the financial industry, and they operate from Jaipur. The head office is in Jaipur. They have multiple businesses. Like MSME is one of the business where and two-wheeler you have solar. We have then EV we do. And MSME is something which we focus more on because that is the place we where the MSME customers are not being explored. They don't have a credit facility.
Mm.
That's where I was brought in. It's been quite some months that I'm with this organization. My main focus area will be to work on the digital transformation,
Right.
how to build technology in line with the business. It is not that you build a technology without knowing what is business. So your technology and business should be aligned. And the one is the your back office operation. Second thing is the business needs, and the third thing is the customer experience. How we are going to bring the customer, a customer who doesn't know much of technology. How are you going to make him tech savvy, or how is he going to approach me for a loan? So that kind of digital transformation we are looking at. It is more of an underserved customers where they don't have the financials, they don't have proper. You can sort of go to a level of KYC also they don't have. So how are you going to give them a loan? How are you going to serve them and make their life better? Okay, that's how we are thinking. And in the digital transformation mode, we look at more of tech driven approach when it comes to decision making, credit underwritings, sourcing of the customers, and post disbursement, the life cycle of the customers, how are you going to see this all most of the thing will be driven through technology.
But if I have to ask you something as a technologist, especially from enhancing the operational efficiency and customer satisfaction, so what are some of the new innovation at Namdev that you are doing in relation to these? If you could touch upon maybe a couple of programs that you are running in.
So, at Namde, we have drawn a very clear digital roadmap.
Mhm.
Okay, where basically the pain areas we identify some of the pain areas where we need technology to be driven. Okay, and it's when you say technology to be driven, the existing business will be given and enabled with the additional tools to drive the business in a better way. Okay, more using of more of API stack everywhere.
Mhm.
Okay, and reducing of fraud management, increasing the efficiency, and try reducing the attack. For example, if you're taking 2 hours for onboarding a customer, how
Mhm.
can I use a technology to reduce down to 30 minutes time or 20 minutes time,
Right.
depending on the competitor? Because today, you know what happens in our nature of business, it was not like before. We
Mhm.
had limited NBF. Today, you have NBFCs, everyone and anyone starting for it. So you
Right.
should be in the competitive edge in such a way that you should be one step ahead of your competitor. If
Right.
somebody is doing a TAT of 20 minutes, can I bring it down to 15 minutes without compromising on the regulatory requirement, without compromising on my credit policy, without compromising on the company policy? Yes, you can do it by using a lot of technology. And second, whenever you implement technology, you to see that it is being adopted by the ground level team. The
Right.
ground level team or the end of they are the people who are going to use it, not me, the people who are sitting at the corporate office. It is the ground level team who's on the ground, the foot soldiers we call them, because they generate revenue for us. If they are comfortable, give them that. Give a technology in such a way that their life is not miserable, rather their life is made easier. And with AI, come artificial intelligence playing a very important role, especially in the financial sector and the
Mhm.
kind of data we have using those AI tools, building a very good algorithms, building a proactive approach towards your customers. Okay, how you're going to serve your customers. So that's how we are looking at it. And these things are part of the business which goes, but
Right.
post disbursement, the customer life cycle when you do. How are you going to make your customer feel the personal touch kind of? Because see, when the MSME customers are the customers who prefer to be have personal touch.
Right.
One of the example is you support a customer, your customer service should be such a way that it should be in the vernacular language. If
Mhm.
somebody is talking to you from Gujarat, somebody is asking for a loan, or if he's having an issue with his process like his RPS or his template of anything for that matter, you should address him in his own language, so he means more comfortable, that
Right.
homely kind of feeling. So this gives a kind of this one. And accessibility of his data should be at his fingertips, so this builds a confidence in him. So that means at any point of time when he approaches Namdev for any kind of loan, he's
Mhm.
confident that, yeah, whenever I'm approaching, I get the best rate of interest. My customer service is very good. Second thing, whatever documents I submit to them is well secured.
Right.
That is very important, which this confidence has to be built in the customers to do it. So that's why we are building, and this is more than a manual intervention. We are trying building bots. Okay, that's part of the digital roadmap where the virtual bots, WhatsApp bot will help the customer to be basically to support a customer on the move.
So if I have to ask you something from a NBFC as well as from a traditional bank perspective, what are the diverse customer need you look, and do you see any diversity of technology usage as well because of the expectation of the customer?
Yes, I can give you one of the examples. When you are dispersing the loan, you sign a loan agreement.
Mhm.
Now, there are chances like, when you look at the traditional legacy part, you call the customer to the branch, he comes down, then the applicant, co-applicant, the guarantor, everyone has to be there. In case any one of the person is not available, you
Mhm.
can't sign the loan agreement. As obviously, when loan agreement is not signed, the disbursement doesn't happen. So this
Right.
is one of the pain areas which we took, and it's overall we have taken it, and we are trying building an digital digitizing the complete loan documents and getting it signed through the Aadhaar based e-sign. So
Right.
what happens? We try bringing in the biometric devices where instead of if the mobile number is not linked to his
Right.
Aadhaar number, then use a biometric and capture the data. One is I don't lose my customer. Second thing, I make the customer feel that if one fails, another solution is already available with us.
I have to ask you something, being a technologist, what is your assessment of basically the BFSI or NBFC organization contact center management down the line in couple of years? Do you see the conversational AI, the smart bots are going to completely overall as to how we are managing customer engagement?
Very frankly speaking, I think it's already this transition is already started.
Right,
Today, rather than more of SMS, WhatsApp is becoming a very digital communication for whether it is a customer, for anything for that matter. Whether you
right.
talk to today, you talk to the bank, you
Mhm.
don't have to call up the customer care and talk to them through WhatsApp. You get everything. I mean, and second thing is going forward. This is going to be a game changer for anything because one is you reduce your what do you call that manpower.
Man,
You don't say manpower, we are going to try to take the first level of support rather than going to an agent.
right,
If the bots take over and serves the customer, because customer, the first, whenever he calls me up, the first customer question is going to ask me if I'm able to answer that particular question and give him a resolution. No, then after that, he has nothing to say. So, very technically speaking, customers, if you have to serve the customers through the bot, and second thing, using bot, you can understand you can do a lot of analytics, the way, the behavioral pattern of the customer, the mood of the customers, his approach towards the customer. These
right,
kind of data capturing will not only help me out in what do you call that? Building my business. I can build multiple products for the customer. I can understand the customer, what does he need?
right,
Before, when he says hi, I should be in a position of telling, yes, good morning, Mr. Mohammed, how are you? Welcome to Namdev or whatever. So this is something, and setting up a bot in a vernacular language
Mhm.
will give the homely kind of setup. Already, the bigger players have already rolled out the technology in such a way that customer service is giving an enhancement, and
Right.
obviously we are following the same footsteps.
So, as a technologist, many a times a CISO or a CIO, would like to experiment with some of the fascinating technology, but they have to at times balance because of compliance and regulation. So, how do you balance that approach when you are building an application or maybe a something, but you have to also ensure that you are meeting the guideline in place?
See, in this way, there is no second thought, as I said, for cybersecurity. For regulatory requirement, there is no second thought. He is a godfather. There is a Bible which is written and given to me, and
Right,
we are supposed to follow that. Yes, to some level, from the business point of view, we may take little bit of deviation, subject to on a proper approval from the concerned authorities, whether it is the board or at the senior most level, we take that. But 90% we follow the 100 regulatory compliance, which is, if you see, when they implement a complaint, they're not trying to put in some, they're not going to do a policing job. They're trying to strengthen your process. They're trying to tell you that if you put these things, your systems are in a better place. So
right,
we normally, what we do these days, we see that the systems is built by security.
right,
Okay, so design, and we see that the any project, any application which goes live, pre, on, post, it has to be properly audited by my internal audit team. We
right.
do a proper compliance audit is being done on that, so that we are in line with the requirement. And second thing is, we have a process where we do a VAPT assessments. We don't compromise on these certain things, but we see that we at the same time we don't impact the business, because too much of stingy activity will impact the numbers and the business, which is not a good sign to the thing.
Asking you this question purely as a technologist, what is your assessment of, let's say, AI and machine learning tools as to how down the line do you see that it is going to change some of the fundamental things that we are doing today, and maybe we'll be doing in slightly different way?
The AI and ML is not going to change some of the fundamentals. It's going to change the whole look and feel of an organization.
Right.
Today, if you're doing an activity which is taking 30 minutes time for you, if
Mhm.
I use an AI tool there, should take 5 minutes time for me. So my TAT is increased, the data accuracy comes into picture. Because in our, I'll give you a rough example of our business only. We have a lot of data with us. Data points are there. When you
Mhm.
classify this data and start running an AI tool on this and run an ML, you build a beautiful data science model can be built, which can help me out in geographical expansion, which can help me out in designing a product, which can help me out in creating early warning signals when it comes to the collection point of view. Because
Correct.
today, if you want to see a customer's behavior in the next 6 months or a year's time,
Mhm.
whether it's going to be an NPA customer or a delinquent customer, you should be in a position of having the amount of data and understanding this pattern.
Right.
How we are going to do? You can't do it manually. You have to have an AI built tool. These tools have been designed in such a way that it automatically tells you, Dominic, next 6 months, these are the set of customers which are going to tend to become a delinquent customer, tend to be an NPA customer. This is
Right.
how it has to be there. And this will help me not only in doing this activity, it will also help me out controlling my risk factor.
Right.
Today, what does the regulator see? The more of NPS, your systems, your organization is questioned. To cut this down, you need to have a better, and AI, take my words, the AI next 2 years time, not even 2 years, next 12 to 18 months time, you'll find AI making a major role,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to building EWS, because RBI itself is told that you need to have a proper EWS platform. When you say EWS platform, it's more of an early warning signal that it can be from the business perspective, collection, any kind of thing, so that you have a data with you and you
Okay.
understand. And blockchain is too early for us to understand, because it's more of a distributed ledger what we're going to work on. Yes, we work with some of the tech partners who have on a blockchain, for example, fraud management and all that. They are on a blockchain where we work on it.
Right.
Yes, for NBFC, blockchain is going to be a new sector, and IoT is not playing that important role. But if you are funding the solar equipments and all that, their IoT plays a role, because when you fund a customer, the performance of the device is monitored through IoT rather than you physically doing it. That is one which is picking up these days. NBFCs are focusing, especially people who are in the solar business. It's picking up, and it gradually gets into a multiple things. So because manufacturing unit it is used, but find a kind of customers entity we use, we can't have an IoT, which is an expensive cost for us.
Absolutely. Mr. Dominic Vijay Kumar, thank you so much for taking your time.